G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Callaway. We got another review here of Dead Body Road issue 4. It's written by Justin Jordan and drawn by Matteo Scalera, and this is number 4 in a 6-part miniseries. So if you want to check out issue 1, 2, and 3, go to my channel and check it out. A review of 1, 2, and 3, and you'll be able to get up to speed and then watch issue 4. This one picks up from issue 3, and this one was really fun to read. It was really good from start to finish. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was fast paced, action, and just fun. So this book from start to finish was just a car chase. That's all this book was a car chase. Nothing else happens. Um, it's just car chase, action, cars banging, cars chasing, people trying to shoot the car that's moved, just a typical action car chase, and it was really good. So issue 3 ended with this guy here in the red singlet here. This is Quint. He's one of the thugs in the crew of bank robbers. And in the end of issue 3, Rachel, Gage, and his partner run him over in a car and knocked him out because they wanted to capture him and get him away from his crew so they could interrogate him and find out what happened to the bank robbery, why did Gage's wife get killed, and so on. So this whole thing is they've run him over, knocked him out, thrown him in the back of the van, and then in so doing that, his crew of bank robbers, his crew, were there to try and stop him from getting kidnapped as well. So the whole book is these guys kidnapping Quint to get him away to interrogate him, and in so they're running away. They're trying to escape from the guys that are after them. So one thing I did like about this book was every page from start to finish is drawn and written in a double page spread style. Every page. So that was interesting. I actually quite liked it. So instead of going down, it was always across the whole 2 pages. So it was a double page spread of panels every time. So it was really good. So there's a car chase. We get action. They've got this is the bike. These are the bikie gang from the issue 2, I think it was, where Lake, the head of the robbery crew, tried to recruit them with money because he obviously knew they were going to need him. So we got the bikies from the bikie bar, and this is Lake here. This is the leader of the robbery crew. So both of them crews are trying to verge and capture the 2 cops and Rachel, the dead hacker's wife from issue 1. And so they basically get them from all sides. So the bikies coming from behind, Lake and that are coming from the front. So they're trying to bottleneck and box in the van with one of their men in it. So it's just an awesome car chase. We get clanging and banging and shooting. We get a bit of arguing between the 2 cops that were 2 former partners. This guy here, he's an ex-cop. He's an ex-cop too, but this guy got let go because he was stealing drug money and stuff. And they're actually ex-partners, so they don't really get along now because he turned his partner in for stealing drug money. But they were both stealing drug money, and this guy here, he just happened to have a change of heart and felt guilty for what they're doing, so they turned him in, and in turn, both of them lost their jobs on the police force, so now they both hate each other. So that there's more interaction between them two about the cop whose wife was killed. He doesn't want to give his ex-partner a gun because he still doesn't trust him in case he's going to use it on him. And there's a bit of banter between that. And he gets a phone call. This guy here has got his phone on him, and he gets a phone call from Lake, the leader of the robbery crew, and Gage, the cop, answers it. And they have they have a conversation about making an exchange. They want Rachel, which is the dead hacker's wife, because they think she has the card reader that he hacked all the bank accounts on and got all the details on. So Lake, the leader of the crew, wants to make an exchange. Rachel and the card reader for information on which one of them killed his wife. So the cop, he doesn't want to give over an innocent woman, but he wants information on who killed his wife in the bank robbery. And there's a plot twist in it. So they're having a conversation, and he eventually tells him who killed his wife. He's like, so this is like a bit of a flashback of him explaining it on the phone. And this is the cop's wife that was killed. Let's imagine a woman who loved a man she shouldn't have, that led her to help some men that she shouldn't have. But she was a good person, or she thought she was, and she couldn't go through with it. She got involved, and that, I am sad to say, didn't end well for anyone. So by the sounds of it, so this guy here, the cop, and this woman here, they're husband and wife. She gets killed in a bank robbery, but from what I read in these panels here, she's fallen in love with someone she shouldn't have. So she's fallen in love with maybe one of the robbery crew guys, and then you see the movies, they fall in love with a bad guy, and then the bad guy sort of manipulates them and uses them to help them pull off a bank heist, because I think she was the security guard at the bank. So maybe we know this cop had been let go of the force because him and his partner were taking drug money and drugs. So maybe when he got let go of the force, he turned into, he lost his job. So maybe he became somebody else, with depression and things like that. So who knows? Maybe they drifted apart and she fell in love with a criminal, and she got sucked into helping this crew pull off a bank robbery, and maybe they just tidied up loose ends and killed her. So who knows? We'll have to find out in the next 2 issues. So I haven't read them yet. So I'm excited to see where that goes. So she was falling in love with someone she shouldn't have, and it got her killed. So again, more of these double page action spreads, really good. This guy here, he's one of the bikie groups. So they get in a scrapple. The Quint here, the bad guy that they've kidnapped, he's sort of gotten free in the van, and they didn't have a gun, so he's like, I don't need a gun to kill you. So they cut their losses because they don't need him now, because the Lake on the phone has said, I killed your wife. So the reason why they had this guy, were kidnapping this guy, is because they wanted to find out who killed his wife. But now on the phone, Lake, the leader of the crew, has said, I killed her. So it's like, oh well, we don't need this guy anymore. So he gets in the scrabble and tries to escape. But all they do, they break his leg here, and they just throw him out the back of the van in the car chase. And we turn the page and get ready and wait for it. Bam, whack. Blood and guts and dead bodies. He's thrown out the back of the van, and he's like, well, fuck. And then boom, he's ripped to pieces in the car. I have been a little bit critical of this art because it's sort of not my style. It's good art, but yeah, it's not really my thing. But when you open it and you see that double page spread of the car there and just mincing someone to pieces, it's pretty. That page there, I must admit, that's a gorgeous page. I really like that page. Just this guy just being minced to pieces. And this is Rachel, she's driving. She's like, hold on, I have a plan. And we can see the train here going along parallel with the highway. And she's like, this is probably going to suck. And we turn the page and we get a wicked double page spread again. Like this book, every page has been a double page spread. I keep saying it, but it's just, man, this book was so much fun, just a high intense action car chase. But we get this beautiful shot here of the van jumping the railway tracks in front of the train, and they do make it. And the bikie gang and stuff here has to stop. But look at that. Just a gorgeous double page spread of a van jumping the tracks. And she's like, yes! And this guy here, the other cop, the other ex-cop, he's like, she's out of her damn mind. You are out of your damn mind. I am clearly out of my fucking mind for being here. And then Gage's like, yep. And he's like, well, I'm glad we agree on something. I'm glad we agree. God damn. And then it ends. And this is Lake, the leader of the crew, standing in front of the car with the minced up body on it. And he said, that could have gone better. And he says, it also could have gone worse. We are still mostly still alive. Mostly. And he's like, I don't suppose you know where they might be headed then. And he says, but then I don't need to. With their van in the condition, I can tell you, they ain't going far. So where does it end? One thing I sort of haven't read in there, I haven't done in the reviews the last books. At the end of each issue, someone on the creative team has done this, like a passage, this paragraph piece here. So I'll read it out, and it'll explain about this car chase. Burning rubber. You don't see a lot of car chases in comics. There's a perfectly good reason for this, which is also a pretty simple reason. They're damn hard to do well in any format that doesn't involve motion. There aren't a heck of a lot of car chases. In movies, television, and anime, the car chase is fairly easy to ramp up excitement because they are exciting. Even the most poorly filmed and choreographed car chase is still tons of metal going way too damn fast, and often ending in a car flipping over or exploding. Possibly because of hitting a fruit stand, which are notorious for destructive capabilities. Like, how often do we see that? Like cars and chases going through fruit markets and farmers markets and stuff. It's visceral, it's fast, it's alive. Comics, though, are a series of static images in fairly limited space. So doing a car chase becomes much more difficult. So naturally, I wanted to do one. I hadn't actually planned for it to be in the issue you just read, but two things happened. One was that Mateo, as is his habit, just killed it with the car action in the first issue of the series. There was a lot of car action in the first issue. Frankly, Mateo's art looks fast, looks like everything is going light speed, so if there's anyone who should draw a car chase in a comic, it's Mateo Scalera. The other thing was that the issue wasn't working. This issue wasn't substantially different in what happened. They kidnap and interrogate Quint and end with Lake and his newly acquired bike gang henchmen right at their doorstep. But the how was different. And I realised that, in fact, I'd never seen an interrogation during a car chase before. So boom, here you go. And while I realise I might possibly be slightly biased, I think I came out awesome. Most thanks to Mateo. Viva la comic car chase. Justin Jordan, so that's the writer. So when I read that, I found that quite interesting. So it sort of told you why they chose to do a car chase, why the interrogation was in the van, because they believe that you don't see it that much. It's different. So while this Rachel's driving the van, these two guys are getting bounced around and they're getting beaten from panel to panel and pillar to post inside the van, because the van, she's reeving through traffic, she's on the brake, she's on the gas, she's this, she's that, and the people in the back, they're flying all over the place because they're not in the seats. There's no seats in the back, so they're bouncing around and banging and clanging while they're trying to interrogate Clint to find out who killed the cop's wife. So this book, all in all, it was so fun to read. Like, there was just action. There was no just crappy dialogues between each other. There's no just boring food sequences. There's nothing boring. It was just from start to finish was just a high intense action car chase that led to a guy being killed in the most painful way possible. So that was really fun. And then we ended on this. So yeah, the art's hasn't always been my thing, but in this issue was really, really good. It was top notch, and had a lot of fun reading it. And it was one of them books where I know I find myself, when books I find that are boring and aren't my thing, I find myself, say I get halfway through the book or get through the book and then I'll find myself skipping pages ahead to see how far from the ending I am. And when that happens to me, it's usually because the book's boring and it's just not my thing. It's just a crap book. Whereas this one, there's no skipping ahead to see, righto, I still got 7 more pages to read. When's this going to end? This was just intense action, and when I got to the end, I'm like, oh, is that it? I want more. It's like, damn, that finished too early for me. I could have read another 5 pages of that because it was just exciting. It was really good. So definitely recommend this series. I think I mentioned it in the first issue, but I actually bought this book on sale on the digital iTunes app here in Australia in Apple, and I got through the first issue, and I'm like, the art's not really my thing, and I sort of lost. I didn't finish reading it because digital. When you got the physical copy, you got the smell, you got the feel of it, you got the paper, you can see. Whereas digital, it's just you just flicking a screen. So I sort of lost interest. And then I went to my comic shop, and he had it on the wall. He got it in through this pandemic. He ordered a heap of back issues of all different stuff, and he had issue 1 to 6 on sale for like $20. I'm like, why not? I got a couple of bucks to spend. I'll buy it, and I'm glad I did because the first 4 issues have been really good. The art in a few issues, the art has really grown on me, and it's been really fun. And this car chase was a lot of fun to read. So definitely check it out. It's Dead Body Road by Image and Skybound. It was done in like 2013, 2014. Written by Justin Jordan and drawn by Matteo Scalera. And there's also a new Dead Body mini-series coming out, I think from Image. It starts next month. So I'll be definitely checking that one out too. So that's the video, guys. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Give me some pointers. Tell me what you guys think. And subscribe to the channel, guys. Share my videos, trying to get my name out there and get the channel growing. And we'll see what happens from there. Thanks, guys.